An EQ pedal can be a very useful addition to your pedal board. It can enhance your sound and solve a variety of problems. But how much more useful might it be if you could instantly recall different EQ settings designed specifically for individual guitars or different venues? Of course, programmable EQs are nothing new. But which one is the right one for your needs? For me, I'd want something that's easy to use, allows easy access to a handful of my own presets, gives me visual feedback so I don't have to remember which is which in the middle of a performance, and doesn't absolutely require something external, like a MIDI controller. Now, I've looked at several, and the one that seems the most promising is the Boss EQ 200. So let's have a look. Now, this is a 10-band EQ with a global level control, so you can use it as a boost if you like. It has a wealth of features, and it can get deep, having a lot of options I would never use, such as 3 different frequency range settings and an insert function that allows you to plug in additional pedals, either pre or post EQ. And yes, this pedal is MIDI controllable. So if that interests you, it's there. But thankfully, not needed for basic use. Oh, and it also has USB. Of course. Now, another feature I'll mention for those of you who'd find it useful is that it actually uses 2 10-band EQs at the same time. And you can choose between using them in stereo, parallel, or series. Again, not a feature I'd likely take much advantage of, but I can see it being useful for players with more complex rigs. So I've quickly created 4 settings, and I'll show you how I might use them. We're going to start off with the EQ flat in manual mode. Now if you switch through here, it goes to the 1, 2, 3, and 4 presets, and the green is manual mode. We start there. Now let's say I just want to fatten this Strat up. We'll turn it on, but of course with it flat, it doesn't change. So let's bring up those mids and low mids and see what happens. Here's without the EQ. Here's with those mids brought up. A little more here. Very nice. Now, since I'm boosting, not cutting, it is getting a little louder. Okay, so we like that. To save it, all we do is hold the memory button and then move to the location we want to save it to. In this case, I'll move it to memory location 1 by hitting the memory foot switch once. Then we'll hold the memory button again. And that's it. Okay, so that's memory position 1. I've already set memory position 2 as a kind of nice Strat tone. And what that has is we're boosted in the same area, but then I've also boosted the 3.2K. And what that does is that gives you just a little bit of top end to go along with the fatter low mids. Okay, so here's with no EQ. And here it is with memory location number 2. that is a sound that will cut through the mix, yet still sound fat. Okay, let's move on to the humbucker guitar. So for the humbucker guitar, I've chosen the Epiphone 59 Les Paul Standard. Now this is the one with the burst bucker pickups that I reviewed last week. So I've set up a couple of memory locations specifically for this guitar. I set them up quickly. And the first one is memory location 3. Now what this does is slightly brightens up the neck humbucker. So here it is without the EQ. And here it is with memory location number 3. Now you'll notice that without the EQ is a nice sound, of course. But memory location number 3 here will definitely cut through the mix a little more. There's a big difference between playing alone in isolation and playing on stage at a venue in a mix. This cuts out some of that low end that tends to collide with the bass player and even the keyboard. Yet it still has plenty of low end. Okay, let's try memory location number 4. Now this memory location, I've actually designed it to boost the lows and low mids for the bridge pickup. So without. And with. As you can see, has a little more squawk. It's almost like a P90. Very nice sound. Okay, let's try those memory locations. 3 with a little overdrive. Let's go back to the neck pickup. And with this mild high-end boost and low-end dip from the EQ and memory location number 3. All right, it's true. I tend to EQ it to sound a little more like a P90. Let's try memory location 4, which I have set up, of course, for the bridge pickup with the overdrive from the clone. That's very nice. Now, like I said, I set these up very quickly. If I were doing a show with this, I would spend a little more time on each one and tweak them, but you get the idea. Now, this is in no way intended to go deep into all of these capabilities. For those interested in more depth, I'll leave a link in the description. For me, the memory feature, in combination with the visual feedback, is what makes this useful. Now, I should also mention that if you are someone who'd control this via MIDI, you can then access up to 128 user settings. I can't even imagine needing that, but I can see where some may want more than just the 4. Well, I hope you found this useful. Obviously, this isn't for everyone, but it is a powerful tool for guitar players who might enjoy taking advantage of it. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, give it a like. Be sure you've subscribed, and I'll see you again very soon.